All right, we got a lot going on today. Walls are going up and we're digging some holes.
That's what we're doing right now. Let's get it.
Join us each week as we get closer to our goal of building our house from start to finish. In our last video, the first walls of the house went up. So we have a ton going on this week. We're getting more gravel for our driveway. We're putting in a culvert, more framing's going up, we're tarring, and we're getting our well. It's a lot.
So starting out with the culvert. Culvert essentially is a pipe, in our case, underneath the driveway that allows the flow of water to continue, not on our land to flood our land, but underneath. It will stream down the ditch, go into the sewer system, and then it will dispense out into the wetlands that are designated for water. The important thing and why we're even bringing up a culvert is because one of our neighbors mentioned to us. Yeah, he was saying that we need to have a ditch all the way through here. We didn't think we needed one.
Bullshit. We don't need a ditch because all that water's flowing over there.
We looked back at the HOA, rules and regulations, and our plans, and we definitely need one. So that will be going in today.
My dad's work partner and his son offered up some old piping that they weren't using so that we can use that as a culvert.
1, 2, 3. Watch his legs.
Being the builder definitely has its own perks. Since our budget for this entire project is quite low for the size of this project, we try and save where we can. We are super grateful to have Tom and Austin helping us out with the pipe and bringing in the backhoe. This saved us a few $1,000s. Working a backhoe is not easy. And they have these two different joysticks, so it's kind of like playing a video game. But Tom, my dad's work partner, he showed me how to use it prior to digging the culvert, so that was very helpful.
Another main reason why we're putting the culvert in today is because we're getting our second batch of gravel for the driveway.
We got some cracked concrete. Yeah, our HOA is not gonna like that. Once all the gravel is poured, Tom smooths it out with the backhoe. This temporary driveway allows contractors to drive up to the house without getting stuck. And now we have a culvert and a driveway. At the same time, the framers are here putting up the first floor walls. Guys, we have the first walls of the first floor going up. Oh my God, we can see it, it's crazy. Basically, they're building the walls on the ground, then they're covering them in house wrap, and then they're gonna lift them up. Bless you.
I was holding that sneezer. So we have some manpower pushing up the walls, bringing them upright, but we also have the SkyTrack, essentially a forklift that holds up the walls, keeps it steady, so the guys can tie the walls all in together without blowing out the back.
Oh, I took it off.
It's good for TV.
The front walls are up. We got more walls to go. Now you can really see where the windows were going to go, where the door is going to go. And like, there's like some substance to it. So our waterproofing project of the side garage wall is slowly coming together. We finished the mortaring in last episode, and then this episode, we're doing the next step, which is tarring. We'll be tarring the side of the wall, and then after that, we can put the dimple wrap on.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is thick, like really nasty.
One step at a time, one step at a time.
The tar helps keep the water from getting in the seams of the cinder block foundation. The last step will be adding on a layer of dimple wrap to make this wall as waterproof as possible. All right, that's enough tarring for now. Let's go home.
Today is a busy day. We have framing that is still going on. As you can see, all the interior walls are being put up, and then we also have the well and septic going in today, so huge day today. Framing of the house is a 6-week process. But this stage of the framing is the most exciting because it's the most visible. We finally get to walk through the house and see the setup and where all the rooms are.
What you doing up there?
Lisa, what are you doing down there?
Rapunzel, Rapunzel. So one thing we haven't talked about yet is the garage. We have a 3-car garage and one section is normal size, but the other one is a little taller and a little longer than the rest.
We didn't want to regret not having enough room in case we got another van. Or we could use the space for other activities.
We also included a garage door on the back side, just in case we wanted to pull something through like a lawnmower or any other toys. And now, the well guys are here.
If you live in a city, you've probably only had city water, and that's a water system that was built by the city for easy access to water for most people within the boundaries of that city. But if you live outside of that city in rural areas, you're gonna need to get a well. And that's what we're gonna have to get today. Way beneath the ground, there's flows of water, and that's why we're bringing these guys in today, because they're gonna work some of their magic, for real, and dig way down into the ground and tap into these water streams.
For hundreds of years, they would use a divining stick, a branch, and the stick would point downwards where there's near water. Now they use wires or like a coat hanger bent, and it'll literally pivot in their hands and point downwards to a water source.
So what it does is, like, I'm finding the cross veins, and that first dot I put in should be roughly in the center of it.
Sources.
Water source and some old magic.
I've never heard of this in my entire life. I swear this is some kind of like Harry Potter magic sorcery going on.
It's unbelievable what Mother Earth offers you right in your own backyard.
Once the water pocket is identified and the well position is chosen, the crew uses a drill to dig down to the groundwater or aquifer. A tube structure called the well casing is placed in the well with a screen and a cap to prevent contaminants from getting in. The 1.5 horsepower pressure pump is placed in the well and connected to the electrical so that it can pump water to the house. The groundwater on our lot is 125 feet deep into the ground, so a second truck filled with water is brought in to cool off the drill as they go deeper into the ground. It was important to us to get a high pressurized pump since the water will have to travel some distance to the house. This is a relatively deep well compared to some others, which brings in a higher cost of $11,000. But hey, at least we won't have a city water bill.
And look, now we have a well. We have water. Water's a big deal.
After our prior investments and this week's activities, we are $162,000 into this project. In our next video, we throw a little party for our framing crew as they get ready for the next phase of the house and we get some work done in the basement.
Stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.